Mesdames, Messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to you in the House of Generations, a location deliberately chosen because of its symbolic way of thinking in generations. Thank you for being there physically. It is not self-evident in the context of increasing corona case numbers. Yet, I strongly believe that today, as well as in the weeks and months to come, we should not complain about the virus, but adapt to it and act responsible on our own. This is, by the way, why I'm addressing you not in person, but via Zoom in quarantine. But otherwise, we just have to go on with our lives. The human being is a social being and needs social interactions and exchange, even more so when it comes to our future and the complex challenges that come with it. Entrepreneurship and personal responsibility, these are the keywords for today's conference. They are also the ideas at the heart of the Sustainable Entrepreneurship Initiative of Kellerhals Carrard. What does it mean? What are the goals and where does it lead? First, it stands for our commitment to entrepreneurship and innovation. Government must provide the adequate framework, for example, making sure we have legal security, but it will never and never has been in a position to be the problem solver. Not in Switzerland, not worldwide. This is made clear in the so-called Responsible Business Initiative. In effect, it would not reduce injustice, but would rather create new problems for the poor and the environment. Quite to the contrary, we are convinced that creativity and the entrepreneurial spirit are the fundamental drivers to solve the challenges of our time. And the vector to solve for this is environmental, social, and government, ESG. This brings us to the second element, sustainability. We believe that the choice between profits and people is a false dichotomy, and that business can be a force for good in society. Or, as Professor Alex Emmons brilliantly advocates and provides robust evidence in his new book, great companies deliver both purpose and profit. They grow the pie rather than argue about distribution. Yet we have to walk the talk. And greenwashing is just talk and not walk. But this is easier said than done. This is why we are all here this afternoon, to brainstorm and to learn from our distinguished guests and speakers, first movers and role models like Lombard-Odier and Roche. To acknowledge that sustainable entrepreneurship is not limited to deep-pocket multinationals. To recognize that even a startup like Yova can provide for a new business model, offer a way for transparent investment opportunities, and at the same time to aim to generate profits. And to get some ideas about how we at Kellerhals Carrard, with about 200 lawyers in 6 cities in Switzerland, as a large legal player, but a typical SME, can contribute. How do we walk the talk? With small steps, maybe, but sustainably. By rethinking our business model of lawyers, i.e. moving away from hourly rates, by enabling and implementing tech tools such as Scribble to reduce paperwork and carbon dioxide emissions, by concrete individual philanthropy engagements, and last but not least, by way of contributing to the legal society, be it with our startup desk, you will see a living example later on, or be it by publishing the first guide to cooperative governance, the equivalent of the Swiss Code of Best Practice in cooperative law as a legal entity that by its purpose follows CSR principles. In this spirit, I open our Sustainable Entrepreneurship Conference and hand over to the floor to my esteemed colleagues and partners, Professor Henri Peter, who is the head of the Geneva University Center for Philanthropy, and Jean-Philippe Rochat, who is the head of our Lausanne office. Enjoy